POPup Podcast. We live.
Pop
Episode
up on
41.
them, how you mean?
We in
What up,
there.
y'all? We in here. We up episode 41. If I'm correct,
41.
right? Episode
Yeah,
41.
Yes, sir.
All right.
we on the Dirk.
Big facts.
Yeah.
And the whiskey. We got our boy Rob with us today. He gonna be
Rob.
joining.
Yep.
Got a lot of sports stuff to talk about, I guess. So you feel me? We gonna dive into that first, but we got other topics as far as what's going on in the news. We're gonna talk about later, but right off the bat, let's get it going. So we're gonna talk about this draft first. I don't know much about this draft because I haven't been keeping up. Like I wasn't other than the March Madness, I watched a little bit, but I wasn't looking at the prospects. So last night though, I did get to see who got drafted. I saw some of the dudes. I don't know. I mean, I like I said, I don't know who's the most lit right now. I'm assuming the number one is the most lit, but a lot of these dudes ain't looking like my kind of NBA players, man. You know
Where
what
I
I'm
seen
saying?
you say that, but why? Like, what's up with that? I seen you had said that.
Man, like I said, I'm getting older, so I guess I just think about like I just remember the drafts from when I was a kid and like, even early teens and shit. So I just felt like they seemed like they were more in a basketball zone. You get what I'm saying? I feel like these guys seem like they're more just kind of in the star limelight kind of thing for them. But again, I'm not really watching nobody's game like that, so you gotta let niggas' game speak for them.
That's true. That's true.
And the NBA too, I feel like they were more so encouraging. I saw a lot of interviews where they were like asking them about their favorite attires accessories that they was wearing or whatever. I'm like, yo, let's keep it about the basketball. Why don't we ask these niggas what they're gonna do for the team they just got drafted by? You know what I'm saying?
Like that heavy. Like right now, like the NBA or especially like college players going to the NBA, it's more of like they're becoming a brand way earlier. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like even like Cade Cunningham, he was the number one draft pick. That man, he already signed to, I think it was Nike. I don't know if y'all know Nike.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Adidas or Nike, one of them two.
Yeah, one of them. Before the draft, bro, before he got drafted, they signed him already. You know what I'm saying? And now that college players could be doing like, you know what I'm saying, activities outside of playing ball to make money, it's going to be even more like they're going to start branding themselves even more. And that's going to be the main focal point. You know what I mean? Instead of basketball. That's what I believe is going to start happening. Because I feel like that happened to Zion. That's why I feel like his mind kind of got deterred off of basketball and just strictly brand, like, you know what I'm saying, and all that stuff. So I feel like that's what's happening right now.
So you don't see Zion, you don't see him being like MVP next year or nothing like that. You don't think he gonna?
He got the talent, but I don't know yet if he got the drive like that. You feel me? But he got the talent though.
Only reason why I would agree with you is because of the team he's on right now. I feel like if Zion went to a bigger market, regardless of where they stand, I feel like he would give a little bit more, and especially if he had like the right people around him, players, etc. But I agree with you to that extent.
That's why I disagree with this premise though, because I feel like Zion, if he want to get out of New Orleans, it's for basketball reasons.
Exactly.
Zion is like he like a little kid type of personality, so I feel as though he not really worried about being a star as much as playing ball. But the point that y'all making, I feel like, is about this generation in general.
Facts.
Like,
Right.
We're gonna get into like how NBA 2K22 is y'all like on that too, like we trying to get in on that piece too. But it's just about kind of what we doing right now too. Like if you ain't got something else to you in 2021 other than what your main job is or your main skill is,
Yeah, right.
in a box. So you should be surprised to see if somebody don't got something going on out, especially now because you can make money in college. See Jalen Green, the number 2 pick. He went to the G League instead of going to college.
Yeah.
So he bought his money coming out of high school. So it's a whole different.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying was kind of like my issue with it, because like Don was saying, right now, like Zion, it seems like he's more focused on the like his endorsements and stuff like that, and that's where I think the problem is. It's like that this new generation, because I look at Michael Jordan, you can say he has the biggest sports brand in the history of sports, and he didn't let that get to his head at all while he was playing. You know what I'm saying? He probably, when he was on that court, he could give a shit about his endorsements. You get what I'm saying?
But there was no Michael Jordan before Michael Jordan. Once you see that, everybody want to be that.
Yeah, that's true. But again, you still gotta have that attitude. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be like, yo, I'm not worried about that. I'm still worried about my game and stepping it up. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Would you guys say too that these days I feel especially a lot more players have even just as a sneaker deal than more than did back in the day. You get what I'm saying? Like these days, I think even players that ain't even really making that much noise get like a some type of 6-7 figure sneaker deal. And
sometimes by having one good game, they'll get
they had one good game, and all of a sudden he got his Nike's about to drop 5 pairs of sneakers. Like, I don't know,
that's like another 2021 thing or whatever, where it's like these young players, it's like almost stock now for these shoe companies. So the lower you buy, you feel me, the more profit you stand to make.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You get them at a low price.
Before he play a game, that's like divided by 10 what he would have got if he would have been an all-star next year.
That's true.
Facts, yeah. I think Zion had his sneaker before he even played his first NBA game, right? Like he was already.
Yeah, he already had his deal with Jordan.
It's crazy, man. But yes. But things are definitely modernizing, and so next thing I want to talk about is this NBA 2K22. What's about to happen with that? So I was so bewildered by this, I didn't even want to read into it. But what they saying is that in this upcoming NBA 2K22, more than likely it's going to be in my player mode, right? Probably.
Yeah, most likely.
I guess your player is going to have the option of following a rap career. Now I don't know how. I don't know how deep they're gonna allow the player to get into this rap career. Like, I don't know if you're gonna be on the stage with the mic in your hand pressing A, B, or whatever. But
imagine.
That'd be so crazy. But
Guitar Hero, get that Guitar Hero shit.
Yeah, like some Guitar Hero NBA 2K type shit. But,
oh my god.
But I kind of saw this coming when I was seeing Idris Elba and people like that in, I believe it was NBA 2K20 or 2K21. I don't remember. Michael B. Jordan was in it. I believe I seen that one dude from the that show on HBO that he's like a nerd or whatever. I seen that dude in it. So I could tell that they're obviously spending money on expanding this my player mode. My problem with it, like we spoke last time, is that there's still players like Charles Barkley who have yet to be in a 2K game recently because they refuse to pay the man the money that he wants, which I don't know how, it might be some ridiculous figure, I don't know, but I'd rather have Charles Barkley in my game than Idris Elba. That's, you know what I'm saying, in NBA 2K.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's all I'm saying. So what do y'all think about this though? Like, y'all are, I think, heavier 2K players, especially my player mode. I don't even fuck with it, but what do y'all think is about this hip hop thing? Clay, you first. Tell me what you think.
Bro, my opinion, and I'm gonna try to keep it as simple as possible because I'm just like you said, I'm bewildered and baffled that it's even a thing. But like, honestly, bro, I feel like it's a slap in the face to the urban community. I'm not even gonna say black community, but just urban community. Anyone who's big on hip hop and stuff like that and probably lives in a lower income area. Definitely, this is like you can only be this, you know what I'm saying? If you're not trying to be a mob player, then you can only be a rapper, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's an emphasis on that, and I don't like it. And I think it's so left field. Like, why the hell would you add a hip hop career in a basketball game that's always been about basketball? Even when they used to have the celebrities in 2K, them motherfuckers wasn't rapping, they was playing basketball.
But I mean, I
understand.
Not to know, but I could see the connection between hip hop and basketball. But at the same time,
but it's in the actual game itself. It's like,
and also how much. And I mean, I know there's NBA players who have attempted rap careers and who have, or even I think Damian Lillard be rapping too or something. But how much of them have actually been like successful rappers? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
the closest is Damian Lillard.
Huh?
The closest successful
rapper.
Yeah, the closest I would say is Damian Lillard. Yeah, but he's still more focused on basketball. He's not, you know what I'm saying?
So I can understand if this was like a thing, like every NBA player nowadays was like trying to be a rapper, but it's like that's not even what's happening. So why is y'all?
It's so weird. I don't know
what
why.
You think?
I don't know why. Like, well, I know why, but
you know why.
It's just
like what Clay was just saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like I feel like something like that. If they want to add some like cool stuff to the game, like cool, do that, but
You can bring back the 24/7 mode.
Something like that. Yeah, bring back
Yo,
24/7 mode, or you know what I'm saying, get more creative than just saying, oh, we're gonna make my player become a hip hop star. Like, come on, bro. That is just if that's not cliche at its finest, bro. That's like super cliche. You feel me? So.
And we don't know. Maybe you don't. It's not like that in depth, but I feel like for them to mention it this early, especially in like
it must have more detail than expected.
Yeah, it got to be like you at least like sign a deal or something, or you like gotta maybe they have you. Yeah, like they probably have you write some lyrics or something, or I don't know. It's interesting to see how.
Rob, what you think about this shit?
Yeah, bro? What you think?
Man, bruh. It's been like 5 years, I swear, since like I feel like the whole world been saying 2K been falling off, and I ain't been listening to it.
But it's a monopoly. They the only you know.
Yeah, but this year, was this 21 was the first year I was like, yeah, I'm not fucking with this.
Yeah, bro.
I stopped playing. I started playing Madden. I started playing FIFA. Yeah. I got the Call of Duty, John. I'm rocking with that. I'm not even checking for this jump for real. To keep it a buck, to start it off right there, but for them to put it's just corny. Like they running out of ideas. I don't know
for real. And to make matters worse for them, bro, the 2K21 on the next gen is so bad that motherfuckers is playing NBA Live 19 or whichever ones that got Embiid on the cover, the last one that came out. Niggas is playing that more than 2K21, bro.
Damn,
that's sad, bro.
That is sad.
It is kind of repetitive, like every year.
Season on my career.
Got you.
Yeah,
every year is kind of like repetitive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why they're trying to add this little hip hop career, but that ain't it, bro. It's not hitting.
I feel like they make it every year you come in. It's like for some reason it's harder to score. Like they make your player like more trash every single year. Like
they want you to pay that money to get that my player up.
Deadass, and they literally went and put a timing on the layup. Like niggas literally have to time their layups now in the game.
That's crazy.
And like I honestly thought they were taking the right direction with adding the WNBA. You know what I'm saying? Just like games like FIFA, you know what I'm saying, that have like, you know, the option to play with as the women's teams and stuff like that. I thought that was dope. And they even went to the extent of you can have a mod player like in the WNBA, you know what I'm saying, for that, you know, for that added feature. I thought that was a good deal, but
right.
Yeah, they got to do something different though. Like, and that ain't it.
Yeah, and I don't know what they're doing with the cover either. Like the cover is now like mad people, I guess, instead of just having like one specific.
Because they're taking the anniversary of the NBA, and that's what the theme of it is. Oh. So that's why there's like old school players into new school players like on the cover, and that's like going to be the limited edition one. You know, they always find some way to
they find
sell
some
this
way
shit.
to sell a $100 copy, as I call it.
Hey, FIFA over 2K, right? Hey, I got a FIFA tournament going right now. A tournament save. I'm waiting to play that jump right now.
FIFA's hard, bro. I've been playing FIFA the past.
I've been playing FIFA more, yeah.
Right. But yeah, so 2K22, we're gonna see what's going. I mean, we all know it's gonna sell because right now, like I said, they the monopoly. No, there's no other NBA exhibition game to buy.
I'm probably still buy it. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying.
Some
like,
niggas might still buy it. I hope they put it on Game Pass, so I don't have to buy it though.
Yeah.
What I think they should do, because obviously it's gonna come, like college hoops is gonna come.
Yeah.
Some way, some form. Yes. I think 2K should somehow combine the NBA and the college hoops game. That'll be lit. You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
But they should have done that for a while now. But like you said, the college is just coming back as far as video games. So
yeah, if they wanted to make bread, they should have brought that back, where you can literally have your mob player in college hoops and then get them drafted into 2K just like they used to. They should have brought that.
That'd be cool. So that at least by the time you get you playing with your my player in 2K, he's not complete trash. And you know what I'm saying? And you like, you know what I mean? Because starting off and that shit is just terrible. That shit is like, you feel terrible. But But hey, so let's keep it pushing. Let's talk about Simone Biles, whole situation with her Olympic situation. So I guess the other day, a couple of days ago, she was supposed to compete, or she was competing with the U.S. team, and she had to withdraw before. I think she had like one turn or something like that, and then she took off. At first, she was saying for medical reasons. People thought she was probably physically hurt, but I guess it's more of a mental thing. What she's saying now is that she had the twisties, which, you know, if you don't For the twisties is basically like, I don't know if you've ever heard of that thing with sports career where sometimes even in basketball, soccer, football, a sports player will kind of mentally disassociate physically with what they're supposed to do. So they'll kind of forget, even the best of players will like forget simple basic things normally that they're supposed to do, like how to throw the ball or how to block, you know what I'm saying? Like, or certain plays and stuff like that. And so she had like the Olympic version of that, of the gymnastics version. It's called the twisties. And I guess it's pretty dangerous because obviously if you've seen what they do, they're like just, you know, that shit is, you're on a fucking beam that's super thin.
Yeah.
You just flip into doing backflips. If your mind is not there, you know, you can mess around and really hurt yourself. So she got a lot of criticism. I feel like she got more support than criticism, but a lot of people were criticizing her and saying that, you know, she shouldn't have pulled out because Russia ended up winning, and that is normally never the case.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think though, as far as her withdrawal? Like, I don't think it's you know, I feel like they should be allowed to make the decision themselves, but I can see how at that moment it's probably sucked. But Dom, what you think?
So so at first I was thinking, damn, like, you know what I'm saying, push through it, blah blah blah, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then I actually seen a post, and this is the one time that a post kind of changed my decision, like a post on Facebook changed my mind about something, because you know usually people be just talking BS on Facebook, even though like the post it could be like a false story, because they said the same thing happened to this girl back in the day in the Olympics, where her mind wasn't there, like kind of like the Simone situation. And
she slipped, right? Like,
yeah, they still pushed her to do it. She did her move, slipped and fell, and something had messed up, and they just kept pushing her to do. Like, she had got injured, and then they kept pushing her to go because she wasn't like injured to where she couldn't stop, and then she ended up like becoming a quadriplegic, like complete paralyzed.
Oh, so
you know what I'm saying?
Vegetable, damn.
Yeah, man. She ended up dying in her like early 40s. You know what I mean? So I seen that, and I'm like, whether it's true or not, like I can see something like that happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like Simone Biles. I don't know if y'all seen the last highlight that she did before she decided to stop. Like you can see the confusion in the air when she was spinning. Like she didn't know where she was, and when she dropped, like she was kind of like upset at herself that happened, but like you can kind of see it. So. Imagine being in the air. That shit got to be scary. Like, yo, you lose control of yourself in the air. You can.
They interviewed a couple.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they interviewed a couple other gymnasts about it, and they were basically saying like how it's really like scary because like you'll be in the middle of the air, your body's flipping around, and you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I doing here? Or like, and so I guess a lot of the backlash about it too was that they were saying like, you know, she should be able to push through it. And also the fact that, you know, she did kind of, I guess, wait till what you would call last minute. But hey, if the last minute is when you realize I can't do this.
Yeah, and I feel like the way she been going hard these past like however long, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's something she would have wanted more than anything. So if she was willing to pull out right there at that moment, it had to have been serious. And that's one thing I kind of give her credit for, because she's already made her statement as a great Olympic gymnast. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Facts.
Yeah, all y'all made good points. I got a couple points to make on this. For me, it's like I grew up athletic, playing ball. I wrestled my senior year of high school, so that was definitely a little switch up, right? Wrestling the only sport I played where they encourage you to do backflips, just because you never know what kind of situation you might be in.
Nigga might flip you.
Out of that. Yeah, you might have to back up. You feel me? But I was always one that shit just scared the life out of me. Like I could do it, but I could never trust it. So I could understand for like that trust is thin. And then on top of that, for us as Black people in general, you know, it take a lot for us to work hard and get to our profession and be the best and gold medalists. And you right at the Olympics, you done went through COVID testing and all. For her to drop out of that, bro, I ain't trying to hear that.
Yeah, facts. And also one other thing, they like a lot of people, I think they are believing she did it because of that point system situation, which is messed up as well. I don't know if you guys heard about it, but the Olympics, because Simone Biles does such crazy tricks that like no other human can do, and that's why she wins so much. because the tricks that she does, like
she got her own special moves.
Yeah, no other human can do it. Unless, and it's too dangerous that the Olympics, whenever she does it or does a trick that's like it, they deduct points from her. So they're deducting points from her for being so good. Like,
That's fucking
you feel me? So
stupid,
a lot of people think that she's saying
like a Kareem rule when they
yeah. That's exactly what they're doing.
In college,
yeah.
Like, just because you just nice like that.
They changed the point system because of her, and so like whenever she does it, they'll deduct points. So people believe that she left and it's in her mind because of that as well. Like, oh, I'm gonna lose or whatever. You know what I mean? So. But either way, she did it for herself. You know what I mean? So I'm not.
Hopefully, she could get it back. Prayers up to her. You always got to take care of yourself first.
Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, I think she can. I've read the gymnasts they interviewed. A lot of them said it took like years. I don't think her situation is that severe. So, I don't know. Hopefully, she gets back into it. But yeah, I think like another thing was that they were saying, like how Dawn was saying with the other girl, like even though she knew she wasn't prepared, they still kind of pushed her to do it. That's kind of what the whole U.S. Olympic organization, I guess, is getting kind of getting heat for, because people are saying they do a lot of that, like they pressure people or pressure these athletes, these competitors to keep going no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And I get it, because you got to think like the Olympics is literally like war of the worlds, not war of the worlds, but war of the countries at least. You know what I'm saying? Like in a positive way, through sports. So it's like, it's really, really like you want your country, especially when you're the major countries. Like,
I never understood.
It's every 4 years.
Yeah, every 4 years, man. Like
one moment. If you not fight for that one moment,
that's it, bro. And then
I'll be thinking like like you said, it's like war of the country in sports, like in the sports world. I'll be thinking like, what if like two countries like, well, this is something that really happens. Like two countries really got beef. You know what I'm saying? Like how?
No, it's happened. Yeah, I mean, there's countries that got beef that compete, but it's like I guess
awkward.
Technically, I guess the Olympics and politics of your country are supposed to be separate. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
So I guess there's rules to war.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie though, like even last
word.
But I ain't gonna lie though, even last night I was watching like the relay swimmers, like their races, and there was one race where someone from South America had won. And she ended up beating the two American swimmers that they were expecting to win and, beat the world record and all that. And the South American girl actually ended up doing it. And everyone was, celebrating her and giving her love. So to see that, at least in the Olympics, some positivity between countries, gives me a little bit of hope for the world. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah. All right. So let's keep it moving. Next we're gonna talk about in my opinion, one of the greatest, craziest things that's happened in the history of NBA basketball. The malice at the palace. If anybody that does not know what the fuck is,
if
you don't know what the malice at the palace is, you're probably quite young.
That too.
But it was basically a game between the Detroit Pistons. It was a home game for the Detroit Pistons against the Indiana Pacers at the time. A team that consisted of Metta World Peace or Ron Artest, Jermaine O'Neal, and Pistons had the whole Pistons squad, right? They had Ben Wallace, they had Rasheed Wallace, they had fucking they had Chauncey. Did they have Chauncey? Was Chauncey there? Chauncey wasn't there.
I think
Chauncey was there. Tayshaun Prince, all them niggas. That's my favorite Detroit, in my opinion, Detroit team. But yeah, so the malice at the palace was some fans, I guess, from what I recall, I remember some fans got really upset and started because the Pistons lost, right? Like the Indiana
still in the fourth quarter. It wasn't
even finished.
The game wasn't even done
yet, right? But it wasn't that much left, and fans got really upset. I believe someone initiated it by throwing either a soda or something at Ron Artest, and he just lost it, bro. And on live TV, we all saw the craziest thing I've probably seen in sports history unfold
as a kid,
as a child. And so anyway,
were you watching it live? Were you watching it live?
Oh yeah,
I was watching it live too. That's the crazy thing.
My dad, everybody was watching. We were like,
I remember exactly what I was doing at the time. I was actually watching it by myself, and I was on the computer, and like I just turned and said, "Oh,"
and it was madness. Like,
it was just wild.
That's
Yeah, it was crazy as hell. So why I bring it up though is that Netflix just yesterday, the day before, released a trailer. They're doing a documentary, I guess similar to what was kind of just like the Jordan and the Bulls documentary. They're doing a whole docu-series on the Mouse at the Palace, and it looks like it's gonna be pretty good, man. It's gonna be, I think, the first time that a lot of those guys talked about it, openly. So you're gonna get their insight. So basically, I wanted to ask y'all, man, what are some of like y'all memories of it? I mean, Clay, you kind of just told your memory of what you was doing, but what do y'all remember about it? And at the time, and what do y'all think how it kind of changed the NBA in y'all's opinion? Rob, we're gonna start with you. What you remember? What you think?
Man, the first thing I remember is Ron Artest laying on that table.
Yeah,
he was stunting on him. I thought
on
he
the
was
ref
like,
bench.
y'all can't mess with me. But I seen his documentary. It came out a couple years ago with Kobe in the jump.
Yeah,
he was talking about how he was going through something mentally, like mental health, like he was trying to calm himself down. Like he was trying to relax, like let me not go in the stands. So for somebody to throw something on him right then,
yeah.
And
then they started throwing chairs. Fans. I mean, I remember one fan.
He was washing everybody.
He was washing them, bro. Like I remember one fan once he stepped on the actual like the hardwood, and Artest kind of approached him and looked at him and hesitated, and he just socked him, and it was like boom, he was out. And I remember he brought out his jersey, was completely ripped. He was either him or Jermaine O'Neal's. Like it was crazy. I remember, and
even after the whole fight, and they were trying to leave, like motherfuckers are still pouring popcorn,
throwing sodas. Don, what you remember? Like, did you see it live or you didn't get to catch it live?
I watched it live, and it was just like one of them things where like, dang, yo, that was shocking. Like I couldn't believe what I was seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just looking at you, like looking at the screen, like nah. Are they really about to have a full out brawl in the middle of a basketball game?
Right.
So and then you know what I'm saying. I just remember like tuning in to ESPN every day after that, just to you know what I'm saying, watch the media on it and a whole bunch of things, seeing how long the NBA going to suspend them. And like you asked about the NBA changing stuff, that's where the rule came, where any player leaves the bench, it's automatic suspension. You know what I'm saying?
Can't get off that bench.
Changed that.
That's what I was about to get.
Yeah.
Why not test like a whole year?
Yeah, it was like I think we was going
got like 40 games. So anytime people want to say the NBA is soft, people love to say the NBA is soft now.
It's softer now than it was.
Right, but this is what I'm saying.
They're forced to be.
Shit is never gonna get like that. Because of the ramifications of what came with it. You feel me? Like because it's too smart. If you want to say S word, it's too smart.
Yeah. It's too smart. And it was crazy. And I think like the only second to it, I remember the Nuggets and the Knicks got into it.
Yeah, when Nate Robinson got into a fight with J.R. Smith, and that was bad too. Right?
That threw the punch and then backed all the way up.
Yeah.
But you gotta think about it though. Like a lot of people say the NBA's soft, but they have to be, because remember first of all, these guys aren't wearing no pads, none of that, right? And these are dudes, all of them. Dudes who are consistently in the gym. Imagine a fan or even another NBA player catching a two-piece from like a full speed, strong ass NBA player, bro. It's over for their face, bro.
I mean, I get that. I don't want to see nothing like the Malice at the Palace again. But I still miss the days when NBA players at least got more in each other's faces.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Like you kind of like how Shaq and Charles Barkley was at one point, like where it's like nothing, nigga, it wasn't nothing serious. They could be friends now.
Even Kobe called it too. Because I'm a Kobe fan. All right.
Remember Jordan?
Even Chris Childs went up against his jump.
Yeah, man. Jordan and Reggie Miller used to get into it a couple times too. Like
him and Matt Barnes.
I think I even seen, was it Last Dance? Some guy got his like nose, like his face completely broken. Like I think it was not even his nose, his face broken by a punch from another NBA player.
Yeah, the NBA is really not as physical.
Nah, but you know what's gonna happen if we ever get a player, like one or two players that specifically do that, they gonna kick him out the NBA. Nobody gonna sign them. Like they gonna have one contract, and then that's gonna be that.
Yeah. KG's the last person they let act like that in the NBA.
Yeah. I mean, so definitely looking forward to that Netflix documentary. I don't quite remember when they said it was coming out, if they even set out a release date, but we'll obviously speak about it as it gets closer. So last thing up in the sports realm, I think we need to talk about is this Westbrook trade that happened just last night, right? Was it last night or the night before? It's last night,
Last night.
So what? Russell Westbrook is now playing with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. He's going to be on the court back in Cali. So, what do y'all think? So, who was it again? Who did the Lakers give up for him? Exactly.
They gave up Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, KCP.
Thank God, I can't stand Kyle Kuzma. But yeah, go ahead.
Yes, word. He's trash. KCP, and I think their draft pick this year.
Okay. Oh wow. So they must sound like they wanted.
They gave up a bag of chips. They didn't give up shit.
Yeah, it wasn't much. It wasn't much, but they clearly wanted him. So what do y'all think? Y'all think this means Lakers in the finals for sure? Y'all think this is?
I pray.
Yes.
Definitely a step in that direction. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely because Russell Westbrook ain't. I would say I don't think he's at the peak of his career. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he he's had better days in my opinion, but I feel like this might be what he needs, this boost to know, okay, there's a chance I might get a ring right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The man's a walking triple-double, and that's why they're saying if he don't do it with LeBron, then something's wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's gonna be they're gonna have to really they still gonna have to put in work because they're gonna have to mesh as a team. It's not gonna come easy. Right. But if they do mesh, bro, it's over, bro. It's over. Yeah, the only team that's gonna stand in their way is obviously the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
And you know what this set up, which is why I'm hyped. I'm a Laker fan, and for me thinking about Russell Westbrook versus KD in the finals.
That's what
LeBron versus Kyrie.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to push it in that direction. They like the commissioner. I know he like, bro. I hope this happens, boy.
Yo,
New York versus LA in the finals, bro.
That will seriously be lit.
Forward though, man. I feel like Russell Westbrook gonna be the piece the Lakers need because they be playing so like nonchalant sometimes. Bron and AD, they'll both have games where they float throughout and they're like, okay, whatever. Russell, he gonna make you look bad if he ain't going 100% because he gonna have gas pedal all the time. And bro, this shit gonna work.
I just hope that the Lakers
build a team. Like anybody saying it's not enough shooting.
That's what I was gonna get to. And I heard they trying to get Buddy Hield though. I hope y'all get Buddy Hield. That would be a good look for y'all.
I ain't gonna lie. That'll be nasty. You know what I'm saying? And we see now that it don't have to be all around shooting because the Bucks they were decent shooters, but they weren't that great at shooting.
They weren't that great.
Yeah, Giannis controlled the paint. That's why they
yeah.
So
shout out to Kuzma though, because that was always my boy. You know, I knew he was going downhill. Two things when he was dyeing his hair every other week.
And when he would be on Instagram more than he had the ball in his hand, that nigga.
And he started rocking with them Kardashians. That's too straight.
You know what I'm saying? But,
you got a chip. You lucky you got one in LA. Shout out to Kyle Kuzma.
He need to get back on the grind, man. I hope the same shit don't happen to LaMelo because LaMelo seemed like he liked to start him like a little too much.
And that's what scares me about this draft class I just saw. They look like a bunch of Kyle Kuzmos. I'm like, bro, come on, my nigga. Like, no more Kyle Kuzmos. But bro. So Lakers definitely gonna do big things. I know Bron is like, all right.
What do you say, Bron, Brody, and Brow?
Yeah, so it's about to be
Bron, Brody, Brow.
Came off Space Jam 2 and got him a Monster squad.
Yeah, you got the squad.
Facts.
Well, so we definitely gonna keep up with that and see how this next season goes for the Lakers. It's definitely gonna be a winning one, I think. So moving on, we're gonna hit the entertainment news before we talk about the big boy news real quick. Kanye West allegedly this Thursday coming up is allegedly doing basically a repeat of what we saw a week or two ago.
We're going to hear a whole new album.
And he claims at midnight on that day, the album's coming out again.
What do you say? Man? What do you forecasted, Jay?
Look, man, I'll tell you like this. I feel like this time we are obviously a step closer.
One step closer.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't bet money on it.
Without the end date, though, because the end date might be pushing back, too. Like,
when you say the end date, what you mean? The end date, like?
Because you say we're getting a step closer. Like, he might be pushing it a step back.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's pushing that shit back.
Facts.
What's that?
Yeah,
Like I don't know what this man is doing, bro. I mean, I've been a lot of pieces. He's got a lot of people with him at the Mercedes Stadium, like his team, all them like little young niggas got Instagrams and shit. And they've been obviously he's not allowing them to post too much shit, but they've been posting little by little. And it seems like they're working on a whole fucking new album. So I don't see how this is gonna be any, I don't know. They say this listening party that's gonna happen on Thursday is gonna be different somehow than the other one. I don't know if this one's gonna be more like a show or something. I don't know, but I don't know. I can't say for sure.
I wonder how the turnout's gonna be. I wonder if people still gonna because I don't know how much the tickets were for the last one.
It was like 50. I think to be like regular general admission was 50. People that were like kind of closer to the front had to pay up in the hundreds, I think. But
I'm thinking it's Ye, so I'm thinking 500 per ticket.
No,
Kanye.
Niggas like that, yeah.
Bro, you seen what he did with the food, the vending?
But they have released. That wasn't him. That was cause remember when these niggas do shit, they hire like a catering company or some shit to do. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Like the labor hires all that shit.
Some wild food at the Jones.
Yeah, I heard at the thing like hot dogs were like $30 and like popcorn was like 25 or some shit, and I heard a chicken sandwich was like $56, $60 or some shit like that. Like some wild shit.
Hold on. Was that because I think they had Nobu? I think they had Nobu catering the John.
So yeah, some shit. Yeah. I don't know. They gave some reason,
like the cheapest thing on the menu was like $150.
Yeah, some shit like that, right? So
I was like, what the fuck?
But the interesting thing, as everyone's been kind of knowing, is that he's been living at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium since the day when this took off. It's been about a week and a half or so, maybe just a week. I think now a week and a couple of days that he's been there, and reportedly it's costing him $1 million a night. I don't believe he's paying this $1 million. I'm pretty sure Def Jam is footing the bill for this. And,
I don't even believe that. I don't believe that is it. I think that's.
I believe it. I think it's true.
You think
because
so?
Yeah, because remember this nigga's taking up space, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's taking up space. He has a bunch. It's not just him there. There's other people. They're taking up locker rooms. You know what I'm saying? So him and his whole squad is staying there. He has his own chef there, I heard. But the nigga's taking up a stadium. You get what I'm saying?
$1 million per day.
Like the whole stadium. So nobody can pull to the
stadium. So niggas can't do nothing there.
Nobody can do nothing.
Yeah, I guess they're saying that. I mean, obviously he's got to be out by like next week, but niggas are saying he better be out by the Hawks time.
About to go up next week.
Yeah, because you know what I mean. But there was a soccer game there the other day. He came out. He was kind of like chilling with the soccer people. I think it was like a day or after the listening party. But
I'm saying, like, what does he do when the games? Like, what does he just move his stuff when the games start? Like,
as far as him recording and all the shit they're doing from the videos I've been seeing, it looks like they're in like some kind of back. Like, like they're not in the middle of the arena. So when the game was on, you get what I'm saying? Like the game's gonna be an arena, but him and his people was like they're in the back. You know what I mean? I'm not expecting.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't. That's why I don't believe the $1 million a day. Maybe $1 million for his length of the time. That sounds a lot more. But $1 million a day, bro.
I feel like it's possible,
that's
bro.
We talking about money.
It's possible, but even I'm kind of
he's not paying it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he paid it.
He's not paying
it. Obviously,
but just
the label agreed to that.
They denied it on ESPN too. They was like, "There's no way he's paying $1 million a day."
That's what I'm saying.
We don't ever know.
Would the label agree with that? Like,
listen, let me tell you something about Kanye West, right? I bet you a month ago, 2 weeks ago, they'd say there's no way a rap artist could rent out the Mercedes-Benz Stadium and stay there for a week to record his album that was supposed to come out a week ago and didn't come out. That's fucking impossible.
He said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do it."
Right? This is what everyone does with this man every time. So niggas can say, "Oh, ain't no way he paying $1 million," but if I was the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, I'd be like, "Look, nigga, you want to do something that's nuts? You're gonna have to give us some nuts money." You get what I'm saying? Like,
that's true.
You know what I mean? Because no one's ever done this. This is not something that's like, and I'm pretty sure people will maybe try it after. You get what I'm saying? But this ain't something that's happened. So I believe that $1 million. I don't believe he's paying it.
I'm not with it. I'm like, I kind of believe that. I mean, I'm just thinking like, it's Kanye West,
right?
So it's like,
and again, this is not just his money.
It's a business. So
and Def Jam understands the streaming that this album is about to get, and they understand what they're about to get with tours now that this COVID thing is quote unquote ending and shows and stuff are back on. So they trying to put this shit in full swing, and he got this verse from Jay-Z. That song alone with the Jay-Z song, if he puts that on the final album, that shit's gonna get streams. That single alone is gonna go platinum within the next 2-3 years. So I can see why, you know.
Yeah, I feel like the fact that we even like discussing the Mercedes-Benz dome is part of the marketing strategy. Like the fact that we're talking more about that, the actual album or what we might hear, I feel like that's he definitely got us right on that road. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's true.
Definitely got it, and you know what I'm saying, like, so, but yeah, as far as it actually coming out on this Thursday, I don't know. I don't believe that's gonna go down like that. But
no? It's not coming out.
But I'd assume, to be honest, at some point they the label and Apple and everybody got to be like, bro, like either you drop this shit, like we have, you know what I'm saying, we can't do this again.
Or stop making announcements.
Like, yeah, because that's what they did. And they did all that promotion, you know what I'm saying, the signs, the bill, all that shit costs money. And I'd assume last week alone, the whole extravaganza had to at least cost Def Jam at least about $1 million to promote and get done. You know what I'm saying, not including renting out the dome. So.
Could even be 1.5. Who knows?
Yeah, but you never know. So I don't know. Hopefully we hear Donda eventually, and hopefully it's worth all this commotion. You know what I'm saying? So, moving on though, we're gonna talk about these vaccines, which we kind of just brought up. So New York City allegedly is giving people $100 a vaccine.
It's only New York?
Yeah, I think it's from what I've seen.
I'm like, damn, bro, I'm about to go get me vaxxed up for that $100, boy.
Yo, fuck that. Don't do that shit.
Nigga, don't do that shit, bro.
They're like $100, nigga.
You, bro. The simple fact that New York is giving people $100 for something is sus itself. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because New York ain't giving niggas money for nothing. Trust me.
But you know what's crazy? What I just seen, you know what I'm saying? Because I've still been on and off about the vaccine either way. But I just seen that the CDC said that unvaccinated people are getting the Delta variant of COVID and spreading it just as much as the vaccinated people. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why the news is so confusing right now. Because I'm also seeing people are saying, people that get vaccinated are still getting COVID, but they're basically good. Like they're not showing symptoms and they're not they can't give it to anyone. So, but again, I don't know, man. At this point, I want
some solid information. Like I want somebody to say, "Yo, you take this vaccine, you good." Like,
but there was also people who have shown to be asymptomatic without the vaccine, and like it's starting to make me wonder if I'm one of them people because
that's what I was about to say.
I haven't caught nothing yet.
I think some of us in this very chat right now are asymptomatic. You know what I mean? And which is going to lead me to my question, which I guess this is a controversial question, but if say for example, you know for a fact you are asymptomatic, do you care about catching it or not catching it?
No.
And mind you, if you're asymptomatic, you can still
spread it. You can still spread it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing about that is, I mean, it's such a weird, like, I feel like they don't have a grasp on it yet, man. It's still COVID is just still kind of confusing because remember, there's a Delta variant going around, and it's different than normal COVID. So you can be asymptomatic for COVID-19, the one that was going around before, but not asymptomatic for the Delta variant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Got
you. So it's just those things. So it's like it's tough, bro. Like it's like
I'm scared to tell y'all what I really feel.
Go ahead, please.
Bro, I feel like because everybody say all the conspiracies, and not to go too deep into conspiracies, but just because like
I won't get well in that game.
Oh yeah, I already know. But like as far as COVID,
up for me because I got family members that's doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure they straight. But
yeah, no facts. But like what I'm saying is like I feel like, in my opinion, to a certain extent, I feel like COVID, just like the Delta variant, might have been something that they was fucking experimenting with. You know what I'm saying? In some weird way to try to make human beings like more durable, to say the least. And it's on some like shit. Not enough people died. We need to put something else out there. Bro, like it's just so weird, bro. Because how the hell they was pressing motherfuckers to take this vaccine, and now the vaccine not working. Here go Rachel saying there's a lady that got vaccinated and she still had to get her legs amputated. Like,
yeah,
come on,
man.
bro. It's like
those 4 people in DC that died with the vaccination. Like they was vaccinated
for real.
I think it was like a couple of weeks ago. 4 people in DC died.
Look, man, like I've been telling people, man, if I get COVID, I'm gonna be tight, right? if I get this vaccine and get COVID, I'm gonna probably kill somebody, bro. Like that's how mad I'm gonna be, because to me the whole point of y'all pushing this the way y'all pushed it was that we're supposed to be safe. If this vaccine in any form was not at the point where it was 100% ready, y'all could have just dubbed it. Y'all could have been like, yo, let's work on it some more until we get, because clearly people are still dying, people are still catching it. Y'all have no proof, like Don said, no solid proof of nothing. We haven't seen that this thing actually is like, oh, it's saving lives and people. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So I don't trust it.
Yeah, and my thing, the thing that's crazy, the thing that I don't like that's going on right now, it's really dumb. It's kind of like the vaccine and COVID has turned into politics, which I mean, I know it has a lot to do with politics, but it's turned into politics to where you go on like Facebook or Twitter and somebody says, hey, I just went and got vaccinated. And then you got the people who's like, oh, why you got vaccinated? Oh, this, that, here. They start getting mad at the person.
Yeah, and I don't jack that either. I don't like the people that are like trying to judge people that went and got it, or people, you know what I'm saying?
Or people that got it, trying to judge people who don't get it.
Yeah, right. Vice versa.
Those people annoy me the most.
Bro, it's so annoying. Like, yo, like, let the people do what they feel.
Separate people, bro.
Yeah, let them do what they feel is best for them. You know what I'm saying?
Boom.
That's all it's about, right? I'm not gonna like be mad at somebody that's not going to get the vaccine, nor am I going to be mad at somebody that gets the vaccine. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to do what's best for yourself.
So, yeah, and a lot of what's going on with it right now is hysteria, because like there's other diseases obviously in the world. Like look at things like cancer, HIV, stuff like that. These are diseases that people still catch, people die from every day. But as a society, we have kind of accepted them. You know what I mean? Like, not accepted them in a good way, but we know like it is what it is. With COVID, we're still trying to do this thing of like, oh, we gonna stop it. But it's like, bro, at what point do we accept that? Is because this thing's not gonna go away. I don't think it's gonna be gone by next year after.
Yeah, and I think what actually made it worse is because people got stir crazy so quickly with the quarantine. That's probably one of the reasons why they pushed the fucking vaccine out so quick, because it's like,
because people wanted to go outside.
Yeah, because people want to be outside, want to go out to eat, want to go out to drink, want to go to restaurants, which I totally get. But like now we're dealing with a whole bunch of fucking fiasco.
And yeah, bro. And as well as the vaccine, you got people who get mad about masks. Like, I rode a whole Uber with this lady. She spoke to me for 30 minutes about why she doesn't believe in masks, bro. Like,
did you initiate this conversation? Like, why did she?
Hell nah, bro.
That's crazy. Like, what was you about to say, Rob?
Oh yeah, what was you?
Yeah, ever since this jump popped off, man. Of course, I told y'all I be staying out the way in general. So for me, like, it's a waiting game. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just people don't be having to deal with shit in life. Like, I feel like if you ever had to deal with someone actually go through something real, you will understand, like, all right, just don't go in the steps, pay attention at all times, because, you know what I'm saying, like y'all saying, I'm waiting for specific signs. Like, I'm waiting for, okay, this is going to cut this off, this is going to stop this, you're going to be straight. I ain't heard, like, an overall 100% opinion from, you know what I'm saying, like, the general public yet. So I still haven't got shot, you feel me? But for this, it's just like, I'm not, for me, it's like, if you say, okay, you paying before the party, and then I got to pay at the door when I get, I'm nah. Like you said, Jay, I'm mad.
Bro. It's like, nigga, I just paid. I'm paying again? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Facts, bro.
And then I heard with one of them, either I think it's the Johnson & Johnson, initially it was supposed to be just 2 shots. Now they telling niggas, oh, now it's gonna have to be a third one. You have to come back for one. So at what point is it gonna be okay? You're gonna have to get your COVID shot every 4 to 5 weeks, every month. You know what I'm saying? Like every 2 weeks.
You know what? If that was the case, right? And they're like, listen, if you get it, we know for a fact that you go and get this shot every 3 months, right? You're secure from COVID, like 100%. We ain't got no doubts on that.
Isn't that basically what they were saying before these vaccines?
But not really, because they were still saying, oh, you still have to walk around with your mask. Oh no, now you can take the mask off. Blah 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 blah. I want something solid for like a 2 months. Like, oh no, we're sure. Like, you know,
why is it back to back like that? Like the state will say one thing, and then the CDC will come out and be like, nah, put that mask on. Exactly. Like, I ain't never take the mask off. You know, Maryland and I think it was Maryland. It was just like, yeah, you don't gotta wear masks for like it was like a week after they had passed the law, and the CDC like, nah, bruh, what you talking about?
All people really want is like the truth. Like, yo, if they don't have a grasp on it, bro, just let people know. Listen, we don't have a full grasp on this yet. You know what I'm saying? This vaccine, it's gonna give you maybe like a 60%. Like, yo, be for real to where, okay, I'm a person. Oh, you're gonna give us a 60% chance of surviving the COVID. All right, let me go do this because I want that 60% chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, give people like the real information, all that. But I just keep hearing flip flop stuffs, and you know what I'm saying? It's like
It's a fact.
I'm not
that
feeling
shit
it.
is
Right
annoying. I should not cut him. That's a fact.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. Yeah. So like I said, the whole thing is sketchy to me, but specifically, I'm really not feeling this New York giving people $100 thing. I don't.
Yeah,
That shit don't
that is
sit
kind
well
of
with
weird.
me.
That is weird. That is weird as hell.
shady.
Yeah, we gonna have to keep watching that. Still on the fence about the whole getting vaccinated thing. Still gonna watch and see how I feel, but it is what it is. I don't wrong nobody that went and did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, but it just for like EJ was saying, it should be just like it should be up to people where they want to vaccinate their kids. I feel, you know, it should be up to you if you want to go get vaccinated for this thing. And I don't think you should be isolated and shit just because you didn't. But yeah, so moving on, we're gonna talk about our last topic here. This is probably like the only real like news thing we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about the Nathanial Rowland trial, or I guess as more people would probably rather you say it, the Samantha Joseph murder. So did any of y'all get a chance did y'all know about this or read about anything? Y'all know anything of it, heard about
I might
anything?
have heard about it.
Yeah, I watched the video on it for a little bit earlier. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking nuts. So just anyone else who doesn't know about the situation. So what happened is in South Carolina, a young woman that was going to the University of South Carolina, a young white girl named Samantha Josephson, I believe is how you say her name. She went out to, I believe it's an area they call 5 Points out there or something like that, where people party. She was out pretty late and she called an Uber. Obviously, when you call Uber, you're going to wait around for your Uber to pull up. And I guess you have an idea of what the car should look like based on what the app tells you. Samantha jumped into the back seat of what she thought was her Uber. It was not. It was the back seat of Nathanial Rowland's, I believe, a Chevy Impala. And she was then found murdered the next day, thrown in the woods somewhere. Nathanial Rowland was, I forgot how they even began to suspect him, probably from camera footage, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But he was pulled over, ran from the police, obviously, which is the first fucking stupid thing. And throughout the trial, it was revealed the other thousands of stupid things he did, which led to him getting the full guilty verdict for kidnapping and first-degree murder. And he was sentenced to life in prison. I think this happened about 3-4 days ago was the verdict, if I'm not mistaken. It was like Thursday, I believe. So that's what happened with the situation. There's a bunch to it, I guess, which as our conversation unfolds, we'll probably get into like the specifics if y'all care to know any of the details, anyone that doesn't. But he was caught with a substantial amount of evidence to the point his defense team didn't even have a defense. They didn't call anyone to the stand. They tried for him as much as they could. But the prosecution had about 5 witnesses. They had more than 5 witnesses, but as far as personal witnesses that knew him, they had about, I believe, maybe 3. He was dating about 2-3 girls at the time, and they got about 2 of his ex-girlfriends to testify against him about the events that occurred. Yeah, one of the ex-girlfriends was actually, stupidly, the girl that he went back to her house immediately after the murder with the murder weapon, hid the bloody clothes in her garbage can, which is where they found the clothes, which led to him being the number one suspect. They actually found her. They wouldn't have even gone to her house or knew to go to her house if they did not find a piece of her mail in his car with her address on it, which is where they went to her house, searched her garbage can, and found the murder weapon, found his clothes, had blood all in the backseat of the car.
Tweaking.
Tried to clean it at the girl's house. She saw everything, testified that she saw all of that, So like I said, if y'all have any more questions before you answer what I'm gonna ask you, let me know. But my question to y'all as like young black men and stuff like that is because I watched the entire trial like from beginning to end as it was happening like every day. And I think he had a fair trial. He didn't have his defense couldn't do shit. They did the best they could with what they had. So I wouldn't say that there's any grounds for a mistrial. But I will say that there are a few things I believe could be an alternate situation to him being the exact murderer that they didn't really look into, which I understand. But my question is, right, a lot of things that I saw a lot of people debating about was how much responsibility is this on Samantha's or also Uber's fault, possibly, that she did get into the wrong Uber. Anyone who's taken an Uber knows that it does show you the license plate, what the driver looks like. And that's another thing. They even brought to the stand the driver who was supposed to be the driver that was picking her up. And obviously he didn't pick her up because she went into the back car, but he was there looking for her. And, he testified, his car was the right license plate, everything was there, but she obviously was either very intoxicated. And, sometimes we don't look at the license plate. I'm sure we've all had an Uber or a Lyft where we don't exactly look at the license plate. I get that.
Bro, one time I had an Uber and jumped in that motherfucker and it was a Lyft. So it's happened to me.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it happens. It happens. So my question is, Robert, you go first. You let me know. What do you think?
I was about to ask a question.
Go ahead.
Can they see if the Uber app can be hacked? Like, can you maybe see people get rides and be like, okay, well, you ordered a car that looked like mine. Can I? Because that's the only thing. I'm trying to think how he would the whole situation.
Boom. Very good question. Very good question. Word. So I'll tell you how that occurred. So, and again, substantial amount of evidence. They had video cameras from the club when you can literally see on video her getting into the backseat of his car. After he did what he did to her, he took her debit card to 2 different ATMs and tried to get money unsuccessfully. And they have him on camera doing that, trying to cover his face with the same bandana that was wrapped around his head that he got caught with. It's so much. But to answer your question, from what it looks like on video and from what his girlfriend testified, or one of the girls he was dating at the time when it happened, he had a habit of at nighttime sneaking out from his girlfriend's house and kind of, I guess you could say, lurking around trying to find girls in the 5 Points area. So on what the prosecutors showed in evidence in the court on camera was his car kind of circling the area several times over and over again. I don't think he was specifically looking for her. I don't think he specifically knew it was going to be a situation where someone would hop into the backseat of his car, but he was obviously looking for someone. He was looking for a girl. And I guess she, seeing that car circling around so much times, got confused with it being the actual Uber and was like, okay, this must be my Uber. Because at one point he pulls over, he stops in a parking spot, and he's so damn excited, he damn near goes over the curb, bumps into the curb. And that's when she gets into the backseat of the car. So obviously his fault at a certain point, because if that's the case and you don't have malicious intentions, you turn around and say, yo, this is not your Uber. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I started off, it's definitely a cause on him. 99.9%. I would say the 0.1 is just to have your wits about you at all times. Know yourself. Know your limits.
Right.
If you just a little light with the drink, just don't even drink while you.
But she was a college girl, white girl. You could tell, you know what I'm saying? She literally just walked out the club. She was probably shit.
But that's the thing. A lot of us made mistakes at that point. Some of us was lucky, some of us wasn't.
Was not.
My question is what kind of what defense were they trying to what were they trying to say?
Oh,
what was his defense?
Also a good question. So originally, okay, so one of the interesting things about the situation is that none of Nathaniel's DNA was found on her body. None was on her clothes, none was on her hair, nothing. But all her blood was on the backseat of his car. Like I said, he had the murder weapon, which had his fingerprints and everything on it, which he attempted to clean with bleach. But the interesting thing, no DNA of hers on him. So originally when the trial started, that is what his defense was trying to go with was, well, how's that he did this if wouldn't her blood have splashed on him? Wouldn't have some of her hair follicles or sweat gone on him, whatever. And when that wasn't really sticking, then they kind of tried to go with, he didn't do this alone. They even went as far as to kind of imply that one of his ex-girlfriends testified helped him do it. So that was, but like I said, the trial got to a certain point where you could tell there was no defense because his defense
that's crazy. What was he? Did he say anything? Did he say, "Oh, I didn't do this," or you know what I'm saying? What was he saying?
After obviously if your defense team attempts to have a defense, there's an opportunity for the accused to take the stand, which normally they don't recommend because they say you shouldn't take the stand unless you have something to hide, and if you have something to hide, you obviously did it. So they don't recommend that, but sometimes people do, and it's even worked out in some people's favor. But so he didn't have an opportunity to even say anything. But after he got sentenced, you know, in American court system, after they sentence you, they give you the chance to say something, or, you know, say it's either before or after. Maybe I'm confused. Before or after the judge gives out the sentencing, but after the verdict, definitely, he was allowed to say something. And he just took down his mask and he said, Your Honor, I feel like I was accused of a crime that I did not commit. And I feel like if the prosecutors spent more time trying to figure out who did do it instead of just pinning it on me, then things would have went better for me. But maybe it doesn't matter what I think and what I say. And that's exactly what he said. And he put his mask back up and he said, you know,
that sounds like some psychopathic shit right there, bro. Cause like, bro,
Yeah.
Like, the evidence was, like I said, the evidence was
he
crazy.
got many other bodies. If he did that shit, he's a serial killer. He has to have other bodies. Yeah, he got other bodies hidden other places.
That's crazy.
One other thing too, like, especially as a female, and of course I can't speak directly to this, but I got all females in my family. If you're going out, don't go out by yourself.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
And that's another thing too, is where some people also debating. She was with friends. She was with her friends originally inside the club, and I don't know if she went home first or if her friends went home first, but what people were saying is that her friends should have made sure that she got directly into the right Uber is before they parted ways.
That or if possible, you like, I'll tell all my female friends to see men like, and this will sound kind of misogynist or whatever the word is. Yeah, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I'll be able to protect myself if I got into an Uber late at night. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but
because you're a dude, and
exactly. It's misogynistic, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
you're not, because they got to live in a whole nother world, bro.
Yeah, it's different for women, dog.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I was gonna get.
Shorty, I can't see his actual build and size really from the courtroom, but you could tell he wasn't a small dude. Like, I don't think he's even as small as me or like Clay. Like, you could tell he's probably about close to your size, EJ. So Shorty was probably like 5'7" at most, maybe weighed $120. You know what I'm saying?
So what I'm saying is females, if females going out and their plan is to take an Uber back home, I don't care what it is, man. It should be two females, like you and your friend both take an Uber or back to your house and do whatever you guys got to do. Like, I'm not with, you know what I'm saying, just one girl just hopping in an Uber by herself. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's
part of it too.
Especially if it's at nighttime.
Yeah, part of it too, though, is like repetition and the fact that we take for granted how much times we've all taken an Uber and nothing's happened. Even girls, you know what I'm saying?
That's
even
true,
drunk, they've taken it, and it's like, oh, because she had no idea something like that was gonna happen. And interestingly enough, there was no evidence of any kind of sexual stuff. So I don't even think, like, this is what I feel like. Either once he picked her up, he tried to initiate some sort of like, like, oh, what up? You know what I'm saying? Like, trying to talk to her, take her somewhere. And once she realized he was not her Uber driver, she was immediately like, yo, no, what the fuck? Like, and on another thing, they saw the child lock was on in the car, so she couldn't get out anyway. So, and the murder happened in the back seat. So I feel what happened was like, he said to her, like, look, yo, like, what's up? Like, either we doing something or what? And she was like, no, I'm not with it. And then maybe he either then attempted to rob her and was like, yo, give me your ATM card or whatever, and she wouldn't give it up. And then that's when the physical thing ensued, and he ended up, she had over 120 stab wounds, bro. 120. He stabbed her over.
Listen, dog, that's serial killer shit, bro. This nigga's a serial killer. That's not no normal. That's not normal, bro.
If he's not on some serial killer shit, the only thing I could think is that she was struggling so definitively that
120. You know how many times 100?
Yeah, bro, that's not a struggle. I don't, bro. That's not a struggle. Like, a struggle is maybe like 5 times. All right, it's struggling. 3 more times. You feel me? 120, bro. That's after she's dead, continuing to stab her.
Yeah, he was just still stabbing her, bro.
Yeah, man. And her footprint, you can see the imprint of her footprints on the inside of his window. That's another thing they used for evidence. Like, they pulled the prints right off. Her footprints were on the inside of the window, so she was obviously like trying to like kick it out. And And yeah, man, the whole trial was just so crazy because it was like I felt like, damn, it sucks for this dude. He's 27, I believe, but all the evidence. And so another thing I was going to bring up, interestingly enough, was that so they allow for victim impact statements after the verdict and everything. After he was told he got life, he stands up or sits down, and then the girl's parents, sisters, brothers allowed to speak. Her dad spoke. Obviously he was like damn near couldn't even talk. They all had very harsh words for him, obviously.
Yeah.
And then they gave his mom and dad a chance to talk. His mom, I think we have a picture there of his parents and his mom specifically. His parents have maintained his innocence up until even the verdict. Mm-hmm. So his dad suffered a stroke because he got locked up in 2019. This is when this happened. He's been in jail since 2019 because COVID happened and all that, so he couldn't do the trial. It just started this month. So his dad had a stroke during all this from the stress and all that. So his dad is there. His dad, his mom got up, and the first thing his mom says is, "My son is innocent. You guys have sentenced my son to prison. He didn't do this." And the judge immediately would not hear it. Like I encourage you guys to go look at the video of this after because it's hilarious. They get into a full-blown argument because the judge is like, "Ma'am, I don't want to hear shit about your son being innocent. He's not innocent. Look at all this evidence sitting on this table. We've proven without a reasonable doubt at all that he's guilty." And she continues to say, "No, he's innocent. He would not do this. I know my." And then the judge says, "Stop, ma'am. Tell me, why do you think he did not do this? Despite all this evidence, why didn't he do this?" And she goes, "Because I raised him." And the judge is literally like, "Bro, what the hell are you talking about?" Like,
bro, people raise serial killers all the time. Look at that one serial killer. I forgot his name. I can't think of it on the spot right now. But
like all of them.
Yeah. The parents be like, "Yo, he was the normal little kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just cool."
Nobody ever knows their kid is.
You never know.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah, bro.
So like, yeah, man. I don't know, man. I think people like that deserve straight death, bro. I can't lie to you, man. Because
I think
like if you like a real menace like that, serial killer type, like it's like your brain is. I believe your brain isn't working. You're just a shell and that just out there just doing crazy shit. And you need to be put down on some crazy dog shit.
Stab wounds, man. And the thing that the judge was saying in response to him and his family maintaining he was innocent was like, "Yo, do you understand that the circumstance, in order for Nathaniel to even be somewhat innocent, would mean that, okay, Nathaniel fell asleep in a house where it was just him and his girlfriend. Someone somehow got into that house, got his car keys, took his car, went to 5 Points, committed this murder, brought the car for some reason back to Nathaniel's house with all the blood in it, put the car keys back in Nathaniel's house, put the murder clothes in this girl's garbage can, did all of this while Nathaniel and Shorty was still asleep somehow, left the house without leaving any fingerprints or anything." Right. And the main thing was that the next day when Shorty woke up, which is where his girlfriend's testimony picks up, she had to get to work. He was supposed to bring her to work. Obviously, you can't bring your girlfriend to work if you got to cover up a murder. So when she wakes up and is calling him like, "Yo, where are you?" He comes, and he was also supposed to wash her work clothes because she works at McDonald's. He comes back with her work clothes.
You got the details like a motherfucker.
Bro, I was watching this trial for real. She comes back from the drowned when he dropped the body off, and she's like, "Bro, where are my clothes?" Oh shit. He has to go back and get the clothes, comes back with her clothes. She testifies, "My clothes were soaking wet when he comes back," which clearly means he just washed them. He didn't wash them last night because he was out committing a murder. She then testifies that, okay, on the way to work, she got in the car and drove herself to work while he's in the passenger seat. She says, "I turn around, I see the back seat's covered in blood. I ask him, 'Why is there blood in your car?' Nathaniel tells me, 'Mind my damn business.' Okay, I continue driving myself to work. Nathaniel pulls out the weapon, said weapon, this double knife looking thing." Go ahead.
Nah, I'm just saying, like, that's what she should have said. Like,
that's what we understand is just looking like, bro, like, mind you, she also testifies. She looks down at the center console, sees a rose pink gold iPhone, and says to Nathaniel, "Whose phone is that?" "Mind your damn business." Okay. Nathaniel then pulls out the alleged murder weapon at the time, and she says he begins to clean it. She's testifying all this plain as day. Why you would have done all this in front of Shorty is beyond me, unless you were literally insane. He's cleaning the weapon, everything in front of her. Nathaniel drops her at work. Later, for some reason, she testifies. He's supposed to pick her up from work. He does not. She comes home because she left her keys with him to go back inside of her house. She comes back to the house. She says she came home from work earlier. She knocks the door. Homeboy opens it and is still wearing the same bloody clothes that he dropped her off at work in.
Yo, serial killer, insane psychopathic type shit, bro. That nigga needs
fucking crazy.
He does not need life. That nigga needs death. I don't care, bro.
He does not need life.
He does not need life. They need to put that nigga to death row.
They need to put him down like a dog. No kids.
Bro.
She forgets that her daughter is at a daycare and says to Nathaniel, "Nah, bro, we got to go pick up my daughter." And Nathaniel's like, "Bro, we can't pick up your daughter. There's blood in the backseat of my car. I haven't cleaned it yet." And she's like, "I got to pick up my daughter." Nathaniel then allows her, while he's in the passenger seat, to go pick up her daughter.
Oh my God.
One of the pieces of evidence from this man is her daughter, her 4-year-old daughter's Adidas sneaker that has blood from the back. In the courtroom, you can still see the blood.
Yo, what kind of shit? Where are they from, bro?
South Carolina. These people are literally stupid.
Okay.
I'm
sorry, anybody who watches from South Carolina, but
dumb out there.
They gotta be from like the, you know what I'm saying, the backwoods of South Carolina. Yeah, where nobody knows, boy. Because that is some stupid shit. What the hell?
Hold on. I gotta replay some of that story you said.
What girl agrees to that shit? Go ahead.
She's getting dropped off at work. She asked him about the blood.
Right.
He say, "Don't worry, nothing about it.
Mind your business." Yeah.
She goes to work, gives him her keys.
Keys to go back. Mm-hmm.
And okay.
And she says she testifies specifically. She testifies specifically because remember, he didn't know he was supposed to pick her up, but he's obviously so preoccupied in his mind he forgot that he's doing whatever in the house. He forgot completely to pick her up and his phone's dead. So she gets someone else to drop her off at the house. He's not expecting her to be there. She testifies specifically that when she knocks on the door and homeboy opens it, he literally was shook like he saw a ghost. Because you can tell he was waiting for police. He thought that was the police knocking at the door when he heard that. So he's like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? So when he opened the door, he was like, oh, like, goddamn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then she proceeds to testify that he tries to clean the car out with bleach and all this stuff. She testifies, her and the daughter testified specifically that the car smelled like chlorine, bleach. And the thing is like, dog, if you didn't commit this murder, why did you try so hard
to cover it up?
Well, to an extent, because you really didn't. Because me now, I wouldn't even have went to go pick Shorty up for work.
Yeah, he bugged out for all of that.
I would have texted her anything, been like, yo, my mom had an accident. I had to go take my mom to the hospital, any type of dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? And then I would have take care of all that physical evidence. You know what I mean? Like, you left the ill paper trail, bro. Like,
for real. And I'm thinking, like, if you're a sane person trying to cover something up like that, you know what I'm saying? There's plenty of crazy ass scenarios that you can make up but you're gonna have to admit to the murder. You're gonna have to admit you killed her, but you're gonna have to say some kind of reason, bring something up. He was trying to completely say he didn't kill her. That's fucking crazy.
Which was crazy because, like I said, even when and it's so crazy how I got you, Clay. It's so crazy how courtrooms play out because they literally had to post play everything in the courtroom. And so ironically enough, like I told you, the one girl he was with that night testified. And so everyone who's in the courtroom, they then played a video the same night of when the police catch up to him when they had his initial arrest. He got a whole different shorty in the passenger seat during his arrest when he ran from 12.
Wow.
Whole different shorty. And then a whole nother shorty from his past or like during the same time he's dating testified about, basically about his car and how he acted strange about it and how he would never let nobody else drive it, which was the prosecution trying to make the point that nobody else could have driven his car. And, so all of this is just sticking. And then they bring up because he was trying to make obviously they're saying he didn't do it. But they were trying to make the point that the very same phone, Shorty's phone that, was used after her death or the time she died was used to go on the internet. And they're showing the history of what he was straight porn sites, bro. My man. And imagine you sitting there in a courtroom. You're already being accused of murder. Your mom and your dad and everyone's in the courtroom. Your ex-girlfriends, her family's there. And everyone's looking at your damn porno history, like your live Pornhub history on the shit, just scrolling down like, so. this nigga definitely was using the phone because I don't think this dead girl was on big black booties at 3:00 in the morning after her murder. You know,
Oh my!
And that's another thing too. Like, nigga, you had her phone,
bro.
like,
You had her phone. You even they got the man on video going to a phone store trying to get the SIM card turned on or off. They even got the nigga that tried to do it for him to come in and testify. Like, yeah, nigga came in with like, and you know, ultimately, because we about to sign off after I get last opinions. Ultimately, I feel like reason why this man really got caught. I don't know why he did this craziness, but he got caught because as young black men, a lot of us don't understand the seriousness of DNA and of the system and how these niggas will really go. Because you could tell in the courtroom, he was kind of shocked at like the people they brought in, the evidence they brought in. Like, yo, they really found everything. Like, they found every damn thing they could.
He must be living under a rock.
Gotta be, bro. But a lot of people don't understand how modern DNA advanced it is.
That
like,
is true. That is true.
2021, bro. They can, bro. Your iPhone scans your face every time. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you take a picture on Facebook, if I say we took a picture right now, it'll probably pop up all of our Facebook profiles. Be like, oh, is this suggested?
Isn't this such
person?
and such? Yeah,
that's
a
such
fact.
and such. You put a video,
like,
it's gonna. You know what I'm saying? So, we're in 2021.
On your iPhone, when you take a picture of someone, if you have any other face pictures of that person in your phone, it'll be like, oh, this is so and so, and they'll show you all the other pictures you have of them in your phone. Like,
like if you're committing a serious crazy crime like that, I don't see people getting away. I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. So
final opinion. Let me ask y'all though. Y'all really think this was a straight up like that he did it? You don't think it's a situation where he was just looking for some girls? Shorty jumped in his back seat. He tried to press on her, and she was being resistant, and he didn't want that. So, or do you think he was on some serial killer? I'm gonna commit a murder.
It gives me. I've committed murders.
I'm gonna do it again.
And this is just what I do. You know what I'm saying? If the girl, like you said, his girlfriend said he used to creep out at night, just going around.
Almost every night.
They need to check that area for more bodies because that man has more bodies, bro. Like, I've watched plenty of movies, bro. Like, or not in documentaries, not just movies. That's how serial killers operate. So that man got bodies, man. He needs to be put to death.
That's the wild part too. The serial killer always got a woman with him, or a man with him. Either way, it's like you would think that people would see that and be like, "Oh, nah, I wouldn't want nobody like that." But it's always like that.
Yeah, man had like 4 or 5 girlfriends. Man, he was, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But yeah, if y'all don't got anything else, I'm gonna sign out. I am gonna say happy birthday to myself because tomorrow is my birthday. So happy birthday to me tomorrow. Gonna be lit tomorrow. You already know. So
I got a birthday present for you, bro.
What that
Everybody listen to Facts and Stats, FNSDC Live on YouTube.
Facts. Do that. That's all I was about to tell you to plug it. You know what I'm saying?
But happy birthday to you, bro.
Nah, for real, appreciate it, bro. And everybody also today. Always Something is out, the music video.
Yeah, Zersky.
Dog. So
yeah, new music video is out. You already know. Check out the channel, man. Also been vlogging and stuff too, so y'all can get some more behind the scenes footage of what niggas we really got going on. So check it out, man. Always Something.
Facts.
You already
Continue
know.
to stream Universe. Everybody who's watching, continue to stream Universe, and let's just keep going up.
That's facts. Everybody in the chat that was holding it down, appreciate it as usual. Everybody that was in there that said something. Shout out Caleb. Shout out Rachel. Everybody in there. Also, everybody, I think we kind of mentioned it last time. We are collectively kind of working on a small film that we're trying to get done. It's going to really, me and Don's going to really get into the weeds of it soon. You know, we're going to hash out all the details, but there is going to be a Kickstarter / Indiegogo thing going on, but it ain't going to be no foo-foo shit. We're going to have you're going to see our whole plan and we're going to see how serious we are about it. So hopefully everybody, you know, just get in the mindset of it now, and anybody that wants to be involved, let us know. But
facts, donate to the Cashapp, please.
Yeah, bro, donate to that too, because everything's about to go straight forward. So, thanks everybody. That was episode 41. Shout out to y'all Monday, episode 42.
Facts. Much love, YouTube.